From beautiful Tucson, Arizona, we are at Kino North Stadium tonight for League One Soccer on ESPN Plus as Tucson FC hosts Union Omaha on a hot early summer evening in the desert. I'm Donnie Barnes. Tucson hope to haul themselves off the bottom of the League One standings as we take a look at our updated table entering play here this weekend. Tucson in last currently in 11th, 2 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, but they were in a similar situation at this time last year, and they wound up in the League One semifinal. They'll hope for a similar turnaround this season beginning tonight. Union Omaha coming off a big 3 points on the road at Chattanooga last weekend, and they're looking to make it 2 in a row to continue to haul themselves up the table as they have a lot of games in hand on the rest of the league. For FC Tucson, we'll keep an eye on Jake Kroll, the former Union Omaha defender who's played and started in every match so far for Tucson this season, and his head coach John Perlman highlighted him as one of their leaders, and he'll hope to haunt his old team here tonight. He's already racked up over 700 minutes played in the first third of this season. For Omaha, Joe Brito has gotten better and better over the first third of this season, and that included a gorgeous match-winning goal last weekend at Chattanooga. Watch this move here, shifting it onto his right and curling it deliciously into the top right corner. His second goal, including cup play, he also scored a banger against Minnesota United to win that match and advance Union Omaha to the quarterfinals, where they'll face Sporting KC in a couple of weeks. Now, the last time these two met was in that aforementioned League One semifinal last year. Omaha rolled to a 6-1 victory that night en route to their League One title. Tucson will seek a measure of revenge here tonight. Your starting 11s and kickoff are next.
This isn't a bank ad, so we don't need to show you vague community stock footage. We can show you places you know and call home because we call them home too. When you manage your money with a credit union, you're taking true ownership of your finances and how your money impacts the community. Stop letting banking just happen to you. Bring your money home to Vantage West.
Tonight's League One match, Pride Night, is presented by Cox Communications in partnership with Tucson Pride. Let's look at the starting 11s for these two sides here tonight, and for the home side, Tucson FC, who are wearing their monsoon kits here tonight. 3 changes to their starting 11 from last week's 2-1 defeat at Forward Madison. Derry Korf, Tevin Shaw, and Daniel Bedoya all returned to the starting lineup here today. Derry Korf at the top of that attacking trio, one of the men that John Perlman said this week really needs to get going in the goal-scoring column this year. For Union Omaha, they make 2 changes from their victory at Chattanooga last weekend, with Gabriel Claudio returning to the back line and J.P. Skierce returning to the middle of midfield. Skierce, who scored 3 goals early on this season. See if he could find his way into the score sheet again tonight. Union Omaha will be wearing their white kits with their black shorts this evening. I mentioned, as you see, Omaha's road white kits there. It looks like they've actually come out in the white shorts. As we look at our keys to the game here tonight. Those are presented by Pima Community College. For FC Tucson, they do need more production from their front line. They are last in the league in chance creation. And so it's not just about scoring more goals, it's about creating more opportunities to score those goals. John Perlman highlighted that in our conversation with him this week. For Union Omaha, they have to maintain discipline with their shape when they lose the ball. And of course, that's always a focus for them, but their head coach Jay Mims told us that's especially the focus this week against FC Tucson, who are a side that if you lose the ball in a compromised situation, they can hit you on the break really quickly. And so he is laser focused on them maintaining their discipline with their shape here tonight. Our Body Central injury report. A few injuries for FC Tucson. Montes Dioca still out long-term for Union Omaha. For the most part, though, FC Tucson almost at full strength, and that's really the first time this year they've been able to say that, John Perlman said. It's really the first time this year that they've been able to roll out something like what they thought their projected starting 11 would be prior to the season. So he's very excited about that. He's very optimistic. He said, "I'm still bullish on our team." He said, "We were in a similar situation when I came in as head coach last year and we got to the semifinal." He feels a similar turnaround is very possible and doable for them this season, and they hope that starts tonight. Their first home match in 36 days. They had one canceled a couple weeks ago. We are underway tonight with Union Omaha looking to make it 2 wins in a row, and FC Tucson hoping that their charge up the table begins right here. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday night. Union Omaha in the white, kicking from left to right across your screen in the first half into that setting sun behind that far corner. And FC Tucson wearing these custom versions of their 2022 monsoon jersey tonight, the red and black stripes. At some point, we'll get a chance to see a close-up shot of them. They feature unique Pride-themed numbers on the back and a custom Pride-themed team crest on the front. Those game-worn jerseys will be auctioned off starting Monday. Half the proceeds going directly to Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation. Fans will also be able to purchase customized jerseys sporting the Pride-themed numbers and badges while supplies last. First touch of the night for Derry Korf. He gave a thumbs up. Liking that pass. Bit of a dangerous pass out of the back, and Omaha turning it over. Franco Perez. Heavy touch. Boy, a half opportunity there for a moment to possibly line up a strike from outside the box. First touch let him down a bit. It's out for a Tucson throw. Here is Perez. Now he has a hit. Charged down immediately by Skiers, who stayed tight to him. Another Tucson throw upcoming. Just over 90 seconds in. Already past the point at which Omaha scored last weekend at Chattanooga. What stood up as the match winner. You saw that in our open. Joe Brito finishing off a gorgeous team move with an even more gorgeous finish. Omaha, not necessarily fast starters this year. They haven't scored a ton of super early goals, but they've not conceded early goals either. In fact, they've yet to concede in the first 30 minutes of matches in league play this season. Omaha has only trailed for 1 minute in league play this year. That was against Charlotte when they conceded a match winner in the 94th. Here come Tucson, though, and it skims off the head of Ryan Jiba and out for a corner. A little bit of confusion there between Jiba and Dalton Knutson. And the Owls fortunate that didn't wind up in the back of their net. Some early pressure, though, from the home side, looking energized at the start of this match. Very hot evening in the desert. Game time temperature well above triple digits. 103 degrees, according to weather.com currently. See that wind blowing across the field as well. First corner of the night. It's the in-swinger, and it bounces around and loops over. And it will be another corner for Tucson. They continue to apply early pressure. A bit more confusion at the back there for Omaha. Not sure who that skewed off of last, but another deflection that could have wound up anywhere. So a second successive corner from the opposite side. Luis Perez will take this one. Perez delivers. And another good opportunity. It went right over the head of an attacker. And out this time for a goal kick, but some alarm bells ringing at the back early for Omaha. They are not normally that vulnerable looking from set pieces. Excellent delivery from Perez. Just a little bit beyond the head of his target. Great start from Tucson. Noe Mesa winning that ball for Omaha, but turning it back over. Free kick for Tucson. Just 4.5 minutes in, but I suspect John Perlman will be really pleased with how his side have started this match. Tucson always tough at home. In this heat, in these conditions. They've tended over the years to be a really strong second half side. Visiting teams tend to tire late. Be a lot of late goals on this pitch. That's offside. Would have run out of play anyhow. Talking with John Perlman this week, he said generally if we can hold serve in the first half at home, there's real opportunity in the second half to take advantage of the travel and people coming into that environment. This is also a really big field that plays fast. He said our guys are used to that and they're picked for this type of field, for those qualities to play on this type of field. So another road test for Omaha. Jiba cutting infield, got past one man but not a second. And now Tucson looking to pull Omaha apart on the break. Not the best ball though, tracked down by Connor Doyle. Calmly to Knutson, and the Owls look to play their way out. They don't though, turn back over. Tucson to the edge of the box, step overs and then dragged across the face of goal but put behind the attackers. Franco Perez had already made a run toward goal and the ball was cut back out of his reach. Well, with 350 days of sunshine a year and wide open spaces ready for you to explore, Tucson is perfect for your next adventure. Check out visittucson.org or find us on your favorite social channel. Omaha not really been able to get a hold of the ball over these opening 6 minutes plus. Pressure being applied by Hugo Kamatani. Carlos Marancio able to get rid of it though, and they connect out of the box. Not sure if there was a whistle for a foul there. Don't think so. Tucson were looking for one. Our center referee tonight is Dejan Susak. He was not interested in those appeals. Both these teams have spent quite a bit of time on the road. Here goes Kamal Malcolm, his first attack of the night, trying to take that shot on first time. Miscommunication at the back there. Put out of play by Luca Mastrantonio. His goalkeeper, Marancio, was coming for it. Would have claimed it pretty easily, I think. It's a throw for Omaha instead. Here's Bawa. Isaac Bawa serving it across. Back post! And just flicking off the head. At that far side, that was J.P. Skier's intelligent late run. He was offside, I believe, so it wouldn't have counted. That's the kind of late movement that Omaha have profited from time and time again over the years. Starts with Bawa, able to find Mesa, who touches it right back to him. That was flicked on by Kamatani. Skiers apparently had gone just a fraction early, but it's a good-looking connection for Omaha. First time they've half-threatened tonight. Wind really gusting. Here comes Tucson. Almost had a man in down the right side, trying to thread through Tyler Allen, who is making that wide wing run. Now on the opposite side, Perez. Thumped toward the back post. Nobody was making the run. Cleared away by Jiba. Protected by Kamatani. Then Skiers and Meza gives it away. Owls not connecting cleanly out of the back. Now Perez tried to bring it around the corner against Knutson. Jiba lost it. Perez again stabs it out wide and crossed too far. And out for a goal kick. Threatening opening 9 minutes for the hosts. Rashid Nuhu, in his 3rd season with Union Omaha, hasn't faced too many nights over those 3 years where he's been under tons of pressure in goal, but a guy who's always been able to come up with big saves when his team has needed them. Sometimes doesn't get perhaps as much credit as he could, probably should. Often happens to goalkeepers playing for teams that win a lot and who don't concede a lot of chances. Sometimes it can be more mentally challenging to play for a team that doesn't give up many shots and many looks. You might only be called on once or twice or 3 times over 90 minutes to make a crucial save, but then you have to make those. Rashid Nuhu has been terrific at doing that. Early in this one, but it's looking like a night where he might be called on a bit more than usual. He's offside again. Omaha so far weathering this early Tucson storm. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. John Perlman also spoke this week about needing to win those second balls against Omaha. So when you have a guy like Nuhu who can bomb the ball 80 yards down the pitch, they win one flick on, and then they're 20 yards from goal with a chance. Saw that against Minnesota United in the Open Cup a few weeks ago. That's how Omaha scored their equalizer right before half to change the whole tenor of that match. Before Joe Brito scored that banger early in the second half and they won 2-1. Owls had been under pressure for most of the first half. They were trailing, they were hanging on and hanging around. And one Rashid Nuhu goal kick, one flick on by J.P. Skiers, and Hugo Kamatani raced onto it and smashed it into the net. Changed the entire atmosphere in that stadium and in that match. It's the kind of goal that Omaha have scored quite a bit with their 2 1/3 seasons in League One and now in the Open Cup. Here's Tucson, though, down the left side. Jacob Kroll, the former Omaha man, down by the corner flag, facing up to Bawa. Bawa with a great block. Swinging it off of Kroll, and then the clearance completed out into touch by Skiers. Really good defending by Bawa to prevent that cross. Louis Perez. Derry Korf does well to work out a treble there. Cycle to Tevin Shaw. As we mentioned, is making his return to the lineup tonight. Overlap down the right side, too much on it from Bedoya, and a Union Omaha throw. Want to say hello to the Union Omaha fans watching, as always, when their team's on the road from the corner kick. The Owls, as usual, playing most of the first third of the season away from home. We'll be back at Werner Park next weekend, though. This is the last of a stretch that sees them start the year with only 2 matches at Werner Park, a couple at other parks in Omaha for Open Cup play, as that ball's too strong for Kamatani and out for a goal kick. haven't seen a lot of that high press from Omaha in the opening 14 minutes. They haven't had many opportunities to implement it. It was that press that led to their goal in the second minute against Chattanooga, winning the ball high up the pitch and then connecting very beautifully. About 7 players touched the ball in the build-up to that goal before Joe Brito finished it with that curled strike into the top corner. It's the kind of goal that Omaha sometimes doesn't get credit for scoring. It's good connection down the right for Tucson, meanwhile. Let's go Tucson chant breaking out here at Kino North. Ball in the box easily cleared away. Omaha, even though they don't possess the ball a lot, typically have somewhere between 35 to 40% possession many nights, but when they do have it, they can play some really nice stuff. Goal by Joe Brito last week, Jay Mims saying was one of his favorite goals that they've scored so far in his 3 years with the club. Here is Brito onto the ball, looking to start a break. Ran into a couple of monsoon and black shirts. So we're a quarter of an hour in. Omaha able to withstand that early blitz from Tucson. Looking to settle themselves into the match and slow the tempo a little bit. Job by Skiers to win that loose ball. Mesa looking to do the same, and does. Well played in the center of the park there by Omaha, and they've released Isaac Baua, who has plenty of room to roam forward. Baua, Brito, Baua again. Brito trying to protect that ball, and does. Skiers high and wide. It was deflected, though. It will be a corner for the Owls. Baua had so much room, and then he cut in field, and then there was a little bit of confusion as to who Brito was trying to touch that ball to. Broke kindly for Skiers, and apparently just ticked off the back. I believe that was Franco Perez who had it skim off his shirt. And so it's the first corner of the night for Omaha. First chance for Joe Brito to deliver a set piece. His outswinger knotted clear. Work by Doyle to track down the ball and win it back. Knutson. Back to Nuhu. Seen that Volt yellow goalkeeper kit again tonight. Skiers. Good ball to Baua. Baua trying to serve one in. That's easy, though, for Marancio. Had Kamatani making that back post run. Too close to the keeper. Sit off the ball a little bit more than they normally do. So that's over the top, but again, too far for its intended target. Again, in 103-degree heat, you're not going to be able to press the ball like to do. Perhaps you'll have to pace yourself a bit more. Rare misplaced pass from no. Gets rid of it. Now seeing Skiers. Well done. Too often in these early stages. Build-up play from Omaha, though. Brito, Baua. Malcolm, and then Skiers. Nice sequence from Omaha. Can they create something at the end of it? Scooped too hard by Kamatani over the head of Skiers, and the attack breaks down. After Tucson had a lot of initiative in the first 10 minutes, Omaha have been able to neutralize them a bit over the last 10. Owls wanting to apply pressure on Morancio, perhaps believing they might be able to force a mistake out of the Tucson keeper. Well, it's a USL on ESPN matinee when two surging sides meet in the Motor City. El Paso Locomotive FC and Detroit City FC coming up next Saturday, June 18th at noon Eastern on ESPN. So exciting to have the USL on ESPN, and be sure to tune in for that one. High noon Eastern next Saturday. Free kick for Tucson as this is the second to last game in the USL League One schedule tonight. Full slate of action. Earlier, it was Richmond thumping Charlotte 4-0. Really impressive performance from the Kickers, who've taken 7 points from their last 9. Good tackle and win by J.P. Skiers. Advantage play by the referee. Kamatani trying to touch it around a defender. Not quite. Now the free kick given to Tucson and taken quickly by Derry Korf. This is Luis Perez scooping it over the top. Good ball. Just a bit over the head of Daniel Bedoya, who's not the tallest target when he's breaking into the box like that. Mesa hoping to counterattack. Back for Skiers. Now Brito. Leaves it for Bawa. Then Malcolm. Doyle. Doyle's ball off a defender's foot. Comes right back to Knutson. Mesa hoping to break some lines. Draws it back for Skiers again. Isaac Bawa trying to turn the corner against Franco Perez. Here's Bawa. First time he's been in a position to possibly deliver a cross. Bawa looking to skip to the end line, wins the free kick in a dangerous spot. This will be Joe Brito territory, not for a shot, but for one of those curling crosses that he's so good at delivering from spots like those. Bawa just got the better of Bedoya there, who didn't think he fouled him. Midway through the first half. Brito could curl one on goal from here, doesn't usually. He is capable. Two-man wall. Brito, and flicked along over the bar, and it came off Mesa last. Goal kick. Not sure if he was going for goal. Not sure if that came off Mesa either. Here, Jay Mims encouraging his team to put that press on. Rolls all the way through to Nuhu. Here's John Perlman. Frustrating start for he and his side this year. He said nobody's panicking. He said everybody's a little tighter when you're not winning. It just takes a couple goals and a team can break out. It takes a couple bounces to go your way. Mesa. Malcolm, will that stay in play? Goals scored and 15 conceded in league play. John Perlman admitted that, well, his quote was, "We've committed ritual soccer harakiri on too many occasions this year." Which was a very frank assessment. They've defended well so far tonight. 25 minutes gone. Good step up there to intercept by Jacob Kroll. What can Tucson create from this? Some space down the middle. Luis Perez with a strike just over. Oh, he had Nuhu concern there. Excellent hit. John Perlman saying he runs the most. He's willing to do the work. He's a pressing 10. That's a foul against Skiers, who got up well but made contact in the process. All right. Start. His front office for FC Tucson have spearheaded a big cross lifted back post over every. Was hoping to win a corner for a goal kick. Continued to be big here, even when he looks overmatched physically. On the left side, this is Perez now. Perez didn't have anybody else arriving. That's disappointing for Tucson. Don't have too many opportunities against a team like Omaha to spring somebody free into the left-hand side of the penalty box. Got to have somebody going with him to offer support. Again, that's been a struggle for Tucson this year. They've had 8 different goal scorers, which sounds pretty good. Problem is, from their standpoint, all 8 of those have scored just 1 goal each. That's a bad turnover by Omaha, though. Tucson in down the right side this time. Another cross. Didn't beat the first man. That was Knutson. He's going to spin out for a throw. Kroll, bit of a loose touch. He was able to recover. Kalen Fox played in Iceland's 2nd division last year. He's from Kentucky. We'll have a hydration break coming up momentarily. Which again, 103 degrees at game time. Decent ball, but then in their build-up, they're well aware of how good Union Omaha are at counter. Known for often playing and been much more defensive against Omaha when they've played half hour here tonight. They lose possession. It's going to run out of play, and it will be a goal. Tucson get some instruction. some highlights from our opening half an hour here. As that one flicked on by Kamatani. Skierce was off once there in the attack. This deflected ball fell to the path of J.P. Skierce. His shot was deflected over. Omaha were not able to make anything of the resulting corner. Skierce can hit them from there. And he loves to try. This cross delivered by Bawa. A good first half, but too close to the keeper that time. FC Tucson had some good moments over the opening 10 minutes. And as that free kick by Joe Brito skimmed off an Omaha head. So we're out of the hydration break, back to live action, and it's Tucson right back to the attack. And a right-footed effort, and I believe, did Nuhu touch that over? No, apparently not. Did not get a hand to it. It's a goal kick. Well, that's twice Tucson have... Oh, still in replay, excuse me. Yeah, that's a replay. I was going to say that looked almost exactly like the shot they had earlier. Well, it was exciting, wasn't it? Admit it, you were excited too. I did think, boy, that looks like a carbon copy of that shot from Perez that flew over the bar about 10 minutes ago. Almost the same thing. So both sides have looked dangerous coming forward. Haven't had that final incisive ball into the box. It does look like there's perhaps a little bit of rain off in the distance. Hope that avoids passing overhead. Although in triple-digit heat, as long as there's no lightning involved, both teams might not mind. Now we're back underway. See the respective records there at the top of your screen. 2 wins, 5 defeats, and a draw for FC Tucson. Those 2 wins, a 1-0 at Tormenta, where they really had to dig in and hang on. They were able to gut that one out. Free kick for Omaha here as Brito is chopped down. The other victory, a dramatic 3-2 at Chattanooga, where Tucson scored 2 goals in the last 15 minutes to overturn what had been a 2-1 deficit. Claim a dramatic victory. See this foul on Brito again. Jay Mims throwing up his arms there on the Omaha touchline. Omaha going against the wind here in the first half. Brito hoping to serve something in here. See the white shirts lined up at the edge of the box. Brito's cross over Kamatani, over everyone, and out. That's a turnover, and Omaha with some numbers in the attack now. Tucson a bit stretched. Right-footed strike. Well off target. Well, disappointing outcome. Omaha, Kamal Malcolm had a sight at goal. Took it right away. Liked the aggression. Kamal Malcolm still trying to find his footing from an attacking sense. He's been excellent defensively, tracking back, doing the dirty work, the unglamorous work. Jay Mims saying he's never been coached like this. He's never been asked to play like this. Here's Derry Korf looking to turn away from Meza, and doing so in the box, goes down, and the referee says no, no. Shouts for a penalty. Those shouts unheeded, and in fact, finger waved away. Well, the flick on into the box. There might be something here, but it runs out of play. Again on this quick, fast surface, Luis Perez unable to keep it in. She knew who hanging that goal kick high up into that wind. You could see how much it held it up. Rare to see Nuhu's goal kicks only reach the halfway line. Tucson trying to find that attacking swagger again. Decent overlap. This is Tyler Allen. Jiba defending down there. Then it's swung in. Headed away by Meza, only to the edge of the box. Pulled back for another cross from Kroll. Knutson was in the way. Meza swings it away. Back with Luca Mastrantonio. Little spell of pressure here for Tucson. Allen. Tucson being very careful not to turn the ball over, allow themselves to be hit in transition. Kamatani back, challenging. Now the cross, again it hits a man. That was Brito who got in the way. Tucson able to recycle once more. Meza. It was some miscommunication for a moment, but then Meza just able to step in front of Kroll, who thought maybe he was in. It was off Kroll last, it's a goal kick. So good spell for Tucson. Again, though, it's a textbook example of how well Omaha can withstand those kinds of spells. Not really a whole lot of danger created despite a couple minutes of strong possession and territorial advantage there for Tucson. Omaha in the way of every cross, not allowing a dangerous chance. Was hoping to find Brito, but that was cut off by Tevin Shaw. See that beautiful sunset in the background. "40 minutes played in the first half. Here come Omaha now. Skiers trying to break lines. Poked down from behind, free kick. Tevin Shaw, the man penalized. Just got the ankles tangled up a bit. This is an interesting position for Joe Brito. If indeed it is Brito to take it, he normally does, of course. This central, looking like Noe Meza might be the one to line this up. Knutson also next to it. Dalton Knutson looks like he fancies this, but it is Meza, and Meza finds the net. What a strike! Fantastic free kick. Noe Meza just keeps adding to his personal highlight reel, and again the Owls have scored first. That's a golazo. That's a world-class goal in any language, in any league in the world. Wow. Noe Meza, take a bow. That's special. That's phenomenal. He left Carlos Marancio stranded and sprawling, grasping at desert air. No chance. 1-0 Union Omaha. Well, in a sport that is often decided by a moment of class, there was one. And Omaha won to the good tonight. And didn't Dalton Knutson sell that as if he was going to take that free kick? Saw him measuring off his paces. Yeah, I got this. And then just left it for Noe Meza to leather it into the corner. Hearing there will be 3 minutes of stoppage time added on at the end of the half. I wouldn't blame you if you spent those 3 minutes rewinding and watching that goal back. That was terrific. Now what did Tucson have in response? Whether over these last 4.5 minutes of the first half or in the second half to come. Remember, they tend to be a second half side at home. Scored many late goals here in the desert, with visitors tending to tire over the final 15 or 20. So they'll know they're far from out of this. But in a season where they have absorbed so many gut punches, that is another. And in a season where, frankly, they've given away so many cheap and poor goals, I'm not sure if that's more frustrating or less frustrating to concede that way. This is going to head out of play as Nuhu shields it out. And on one hand, you can say, well, there was nothing we could do about that one. On the other hand, it's really not the time for Tucson to be on the receiving end of a world-class free kick like that. Not what they needed. Not what they wanted. They again are facing a deficit. Night where they were and still are hoping to begin turning their season around. Still have every chance of making that happen, but that task just got a lot more difficult. It's thumped out of play by Knutson as we're into those 3 minutes of stoppage time. Down the middle, into the path of Malcolm, but out comes Morancio. That's the kind of ball that Jay Mims would like to see his side play more for Kamal Malcolm. Malcolm has that speed to break in behind the last line of defenders. Jay Mims said at times we haven't played that kind of ball to him to take advantage of that speed. Now, between the lines, good ball to the end line, but again on this fast surface, that's out of play as Kroll stretched but couldn't reach it before it ran across. Have to be really precise with those leading passes to runners down the flanks here. But for Omaha now, we'd like to manage these last couple minutes of stoppage time and get to halftime with this lead intact. We don't want to take any silly chances or risks. See out those final seconds. Keep it at 1-0. And if you're Tucson, of course, can't get desperate trying to chase that equalizer before halftime. Still that full second unit of 45 minutes to come. That falls to Malcolm, who stabs it back into Skiers's path. Skiers trying to turn the corner up against two defenders. Squares for Malcolm. Malcolm! Oh, what a save! Carlos Merancio with an enormous stop. He's kept his side in it before halftime, as FC Tucson so nearly conceded that killer second goal, and Kamal Malcolm can't believe he didn't score. Great work by Skiers. Somehow kept that alive. What a save. That's amazing. Carlos Merancio stretching out that right palm. Fantastic reflexes to keep it 1-0. There's still a corner for Tucson to deal with after that save. It's Brito to take. First header won by Omaha. The second ball, though, stabbed away. Now it's Tucson who just want to get to halftime. Bit of hesitation there from Bawa, but then was able to win it. Free kick for Omaha. First half still not over yet. Howls of disagreement from the home crowd. Well, can the Owls deliver something into the box here before the halftime whistle blows? Brito will take this one. Brito into the box. There's Merancio. That ball carried. Merancio takes. There's the halftime whistle. Eventful final 5+ minutes to the half. It looked like we were going to peter out to a 0-0 at the break. Not the case at all. Omaha scored one. It was a worldie. It was a banger from Noe Meza. And they so nearly scored another one. 1-0 Omaha at the break. As we'll have first half stats and highlights, and also take a look at other action from around League One last week when our halftime show begins in just a moment. Noe Meza with that free kick has the Owls in front on FC Tucson at the half.
Looking to get away in Tucson? Well, the world's gathering place is right here with us at the Sheraton. A modern escape in Midtown that keeps you close to the action. The Global Restaurant brings you flavor from all over the world without ever having to leave the hotel, while the venue, Tucson's most dynamic event center, is on site for all of your event needs, from conference to cocktail hours. The world's gathering place, in the heart of the Sonoran Desert, the Sheraton Tucson.
I chose Pima Community College mostly for the smaller class sizes. It's very conducive to learning.
I like the one-on-one attention you get with the teachers.
At PCC, I don't feel lost. There's always someone to help.
And the teachers know your name, so that's really cool.
The more that I'm learning, the more I get excited about learning and coming to class.
It's such a great community, and I love the hands-on learning.
At PCC, I'm making my someday today.
FC Tucson fans, you have a choice when it comes to your medical imaging provider. With several locations throughout Tucson, SimonMed offers a full range of services, including X-ray, MRI, CT scans, and more. Whether you're looking to get back on the playing field or need answers to your healthcare concerns, SimonMed Imaging. See tomorrow, today. Visit simonmed.com or call 1-866-614-8555.
Welcome back to Kino North Stadium. Union Omaha with a 1-0 lead at the break, thanks to a stunner from Noe Meza a few minutes before halftime. Meanwhile, let's take a look at some of the action from around USL League One from last weekend. Chris Makoviak has more.
4 games this past Saturday in USL League One. We start at City Stadium. Richmond entering off a 2-game win streak. They won midweek 3-0 over Chattanooga. But wait, it's Tormenta. They're on the road, so they get the opening goal. All 9 goals this season scored on the road, none at home still, but they'll take this one from Sharifi. And of course, Sterling getting the assist there, laying it off. But Richmond, they would respond just 5 minutes later as Bolaños usually drives in and sends this to Terzaghi. This time, though, it's Ritchie putting it in on the cutback to make it 1-1 early on in the match. Now, Richmond, they would soon after find another to make it 3 goals in this match in just 10 minutes. It would come here off the training ground. Awney back to himself off of the throw-in, and then a nice header in just inside that back post to make it 2-1 to Richmond. Chrysler getting another tally after scoring midweek as well against Chattanooga. But Tormenta, into the second half we go. Bill Hart would find the equalizer to make it 2-2. That's the way it would finish at the end of the match. Sterling, though, 2 assists on the match, both Tormenta goals helping out. And it's all even, splitting the points at City Stadium. Moving over to Greenville, South Carolina, taking on Charlotte from just north. Don Smart getting us going from the corner flag in the second half, as a few chances come in there for Greenville. And in the 53rd, they would finally strike the header in. Beautiful look there. And finding the net was Venton Evans off of Ibarra on the cross from the right side. So 1-0 to Greenville as we progress through the second half. And then a drive here. Greenville still threatening, and a takedown by Cease, sending Smart to the penalty spot to seal things off for 3 points for the Greenville Triumph, as Smart has really found his form for John Harkes and his side. With that win now tied with Charlotte at the top of the table. 2 straight wins for the Harkes-led side. Chattanooga, Omaha, not something the Red Wolves fans really want to look at here. 2 minutes into the match, and a goal would come for Omaha. Burrito, watch this bender. Beautiful look there, and for the second straight match at home, Chattanooga falling 1-0, and it now makes it 4 winless for the Red Wolves as they try to find their form here that we saw at the start of the season that saw them near the top of the table. They would have their opportunities, but just not enough as this one goes wide, just wide at CHI Memorial Stadium. Nuhu and Omaha getting it done in the end on the road. Big shutout for them as they seal up the 3 points on the road. Still struggling to find form despite the great Open Cup run, but they do get it done this time in USL League One. Madison and Tucson, some fireworks in this one in the first half. Ford Madison trying to do all they can do to find 3 points at home. They'll start off with a goal in the 29th minute. Bartman from deep off the layoff from Maldonado, as Madison still in search of their first home win of the season. We'd hear from Bartman later on this match, but first Tucson equalizing in the 41st on the back end. Matchell nodding that one in. Watch the ball bounce through the pack there. Not sure how that made it through, but he made it count, and we entered halftime all even. Watch this little volley layoff. John puts it in the 50th minute, and Madison finally taking that lead, and they would take it to the end 2-1 to get their first home win of the season. Much needed as well, as they found themselves near the bottom of the standings. Now a little bit of breathing room as they move up the table. And now this from the USL.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
I'm on that routine.
10 years in the making, a dream start for City.
Maxi Rodriguez, what a stop by Steinwasser.
And it's into the back of the net. El Paso.
Far corner and it's in. What a goal. Are you watching Football Americas?
It was awesome to score that goal in our home opener. We knew there was a huge fan base behind us, and it was really great to give something back to everyone who supported us. My name is Naja Bruckner. I'm number 11 on the FC Tucson women, and I play center midfielder. Having that unbeaten streak from the past few seasons has been a huge motivator. I know it's largely because of the support of this club, and so it's something we want to uphold and continue and maybe be better than the third best unbeaten streak.
1-0 Union Omaha over FC Tucson at the break here at Kino North Stadium. Let's look at news and notes from around the rest of USL League One. Now Wilmington, they are back in the mix, announcing intentions to return to USL with a League One expansion side. It would be great to see them back in USL. Player of the Week, Nazim Barkman. He had a goal and an assist to power Madison to their first home win of 2022. As 9 players were called up from League One for international duty. Nations League and AFCON. Great to see so many USL League One players getting opportunities at the international level. They're a sign of the growing quality and depth of this league. Scores from around the rest of League One. Well, forward Madison FC make it back-to-back home wins for them now as they take down Greenville Triumph. That is a big, big win for forward Madison as they look to get their season turned around. 6 points from their last 6 now. Big steps in the right direction for them. Richmond Kickers thumping Charlotte 4-0. And South Georgia Tormenta was actually a very late goal in that one in the 99th minute. Northern Colorado with a late equalizer. And so that actually ended 1-1. Crazy finish there. We've had plenty of those already in League One. Fuego FC in Chattanooga, somewhat surprisingly goalless halfway through the first half out west. That's one we were expecting to be very combustible and still very well might be over the final 3 quarters of that game. Well, this one was a slow burn for 40 minutes, but Noe Mays' late goal has given Omaha a 1-goal lead. We'll see highlights and stats when we come back.
In our firm, we believe in community, and we look for people that are invested in community. It's really a big part of who we are and what we do. I believe in what the organization is doing. I believe in promoting women in general. Growing up here, it just feels good to be able to be more a part of the community and doing something.
Kick off your shoes and go barefoot with us. Laugh with us. Sip barefoot wine with us. Surprise with us. Good times with us. Celebrate you with us. The best times are barefoot with us. Groove with us. Bust a move with us. Always be there with us. Be you with us. Barefoot with us.
Tonight's League One match, Pride Night, is presented by Cox Communications in partnership with Tucson Pride. Let's see highlights from the first half. Union Omaha with that lead. They had some decent deliveries into the box, although Isaac Bowell wasn't too happy with his delivery that particular time. As Omaha weathered the first 10 minutes or so, Tucson had some early pressure. Then Omaha had a couple of free kick deliveries that skimmed over and out. That one delivered by Joe Brito was adjudged to have come off Noe Meza last. Tucson had some moments of danger too. This one from Luis Perez, the closest they came, just flashing over the bar. Rashid Nuhu, not sure if he left that at the last moment. He'll say he did. Yeah, I knew it was going over. He probably did. That shot from Isaac Bowell went wide after a good break after Omaha won possession. Wasn't a lot in it for 42 minutes until this from Noe Meza. What a hit. What a strike. World-class free kick by Noe Meza into that beautiful desert sunset. Wow. Special, special goal. And Omaha deserving to be in front because of that. And they almost had a second right before halftime. Don't forget that save by Carlos Marancio in the final minute. Otherwise, it would have been 2-0. Because of that, Tucson still very much in this match. Possession 64 to 36%, but that's right around the comfort zone where Omaha likes to live, especially away from home. Shot 6-3 in Omaha's favor, and they had both the shots on target. No yellow cards in the first half. So a fascinating second half coming up in just a moment here. As Tucson, again, have often been a second half side at home over the years. They have tended to wear opponents down and score goals and turn games around late. And they are desperate to do that here tonight. In their first home match in 36 days, they are trailing as we begin half number 2. As they started the night bottom of the League One table, but again in a similar position record-wise to where they were last year at this time before they staged a big surge and wound up in the League One semifinal. And they started the match really well, really brightly. Here's some pressure being applied right away. Marancio had that nodded back to him. So can Omaha withstand the heat and the conditions in Tucson later in the second half? There will be that hydration break at around the 75th minute mark. It is the kind of place where you usually have to use all your subs. Cross in, overhit. First attack of the second half for Tucson. Bounces all the way across the pitch, and don't think it went across the end line. It's going to be a deep throw for Omaha. So Tucson will be able to set up their press here, try to hem the Owls in. I'm Donnie Barnes. Glad you're with us here on this Saturday night. Watching back in Omaha, staying up late. Watching in Tucson or out west. A normal Saturday evening. Tucson able to win the ball high up the pitch, but they gave it right back. And it's Omaha turning it over. And that wind blowing mostly right to left. Omaha were heading into the wind, which actually makes that Noe Meza free kick goal even more impressive when you think about it. Tani trying to hassle Tevin Shaw. Come Tucson, though, down the left. They had some early joy down that left side in the first half. That shot blocked, though. Omaha blocked a lot of shots and crosses in the first 45. They earned the free kick here as Skierce was dumped over. Groans from the home crowd. Well, John Perlman knows his side have 45 minutes to turn this around. It has been a perplexing season thus far, but we often forget it around this time of the year just how long the season is. We're only not quite a third of the way through it. So many games left. The league is so tightly packed. We looked at the table before our kickoff tonight. A win or a defeat can move you multiple places up or down the table. Nobody is running away with this regular season at this point. Another free kick for Omaha. So many twists and turns to come this year. And that's even before we get to the playoffs, of course, which can often be their own kind of chaos. That's why you have to get into those playoffs in the first place. That's what Tucson were able to do with their ferocious second half rally last season. Looking for a second half rally here tonight, but Brito's delivery for Omaha toward the 6-yard box, and a foul against the Owls. Skiers committing to foul this time. Goal kick taken quickly by Morancio, connecting down his left side, sending his team away on the attack. That breaks down. Tucson, for a side that likes to play open attacking football most of the time. Is this one over the top? There's Nuhu to deal with that awkward bounce. For a side in a program that generally play an attacking style, it's been strange to see Tucson unable to create the volume of chances that they normally do so far this season. And their chance creation has been toward the bottom of the league throughout this first third of the year. It's not where they're used to being. It's not where they need to be, John Perlman acknowledged. This is going to be a free kick for Tucson. And Gabriel Claudio is mystified at that. He doesn't feel he made contact with the man, but he's going to get a yellow card. First card shown of the evening. As Claudio goes into the book in the 51st minute. Dejan Susak indicating, yeah, you clip the back of his heel. Jay Mims, you see his frustration there, back of the picture. Yellow card presented by Vantage West Credit Union. Let's see it again. It does look like he catches him. Jay Mims not convinced, to put it mildly. Well, the USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud Project. The USL strives to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/foreverproud. Again, FC Tucson wearing those custom versions of their monsoon jerseys tonight, featuring unique Pride-themed numbers on the back and a custom Pride-themed team crest on the front. Those will be auctioned off starting on Monday. Half the proceeds going directly to Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation, which provides many services to the LGBTQ+ community in Tucson. Meza now, finding Malcolm. Malcolm cutting back on the edge of the box. Across the face, Kamatani trying to hunt it down, but it's beyond him. Tracked down instead by Daniel Bedoya. What a good stretch with the left leg by Jiba there. He and Doyle weren't quite on the same wavelength on which direction Jiba was going to head as Doyle tried to pass him the ball. Ryan Jiba's kind of like a really tall first baseman. Make up for some errant throws with that length. Save some errant passes from his teammates. Malcolm. Good protection of the ball for Doyle. Mesa, excellent first touch, trying to play in Malcolm, good idea, but well read and cut out by Luis Perez. showing how valuable he is to this Tucson side. Defending on the edge of his box. He is a true box-to-box midfielder. Haven't seen and spoken a lot about Derry Korf so far tonight. Again, a guy that is desperate and whom Tucson are desperate to see spark into life in that attacking third. Now Tyler Allen. Had some good runs down the right side in the first half. Charlie Matchell. Korf. Good work by him, by the end line. Can he create something now? Up against Jiba. Who's grown so much as a defender already this year. He's a guy who had never been asked to be a defender prior to this season. Now, opportunity, left foot, pulled just wide. Luis Perez again. He's had both the close cracks at goal for Tucson tonight. And that one wasn't too far away either. I think some of the fans on the far side thought that was in as it ricocheted off the outside of the net. So while they've struggled to break Omaha down in general tonight, there's a couple of times where Perez has found himself that little pocket of space at the top of the Omaha box. And here they come again. Perez once more. Being impeded by Doyle. That's a good foul by Doyle. He gives away the free kick. But he was not going to let Perez just sprint away for free there. Tucson would want Doyle to be shown a yellow for that. Doesn't look like he's going to be. I mean, that is the ideal veteran foul when you're defending, when you're caught out, when the opposition's sprinting away on a break. Pull back his arm just enough, take the foul, you stop the attack, and you don't even have to take a card for it. Leaves Tucson far enough from goal. Normally wouldn't see a direct attempt at goal from this distance, but you never know. Having a conversation at the edge of the box there. I'm sure everybody's lining up fairly. That's straight into the wall and then volleyed from the edge of the box. Good hit, right on target, but right at Rashid Nuhu. Excellent technique on the half volley. Worth seeing again. The wall did its job. So did Nuhu in the end. Now Omaha. First time Jibas had space down that right side tonight. His cross is a good one. It's two. What a goal. Great cross by Jiba. Come on, Malcolm on the end of it. And Union Omaha have daylight in the second half. That is a gorgeous finish with the head. Malcolm down into the ground, into the corner. Textbook. But it was Ryan Jiba who served in that delicious cross. Jay Mims, who said he knows Kamal Malcolm was going to get going at some point this year. Well, he's been bright tonight, and now he's on the score sheet. They've wanted him for the last couple of years. They finally got him this year. He had that one goal against Central Valley Fuego in his first match for the club. Late in the game on a breakaway when they were protecting a 1-0 lead. He made that game secure. This one of really high quality. What a cross by Jiba. And that's such a veteran finish with the head by a veteran striker. And now the task, much taller for FC Tucson tonight. And Omaha looking rampant. Brito The overlap with Meza. Meza looks to serve one in. That's deflected. To the edge of the area. Cleared only as far as Skiers. Brito, Doyle, Skiers. Skiers. He was trying to lob the keeper. Omaha feeling themselves in the attack now. Malcolm has gone down after the play. Certainly hope that's nothing serious. Points to that right leg. Well, that would be a real shame. After he's looked by far the best he's looked so far for Omaha this season here tonight, and has just scored. Looking like he's just starting to round into form. Let's see if we can see what might have happened. Well, whatever happened, it was before that shot. Good to see Malcolm at least back to his feet. Again, when you come here to the desert and you play in these conditions, you expect you're going to have to use all of your available substitutes at some point. And often sooner than you normally would. I don't think Jay Mims would want to have to sub off Malcolm right now if he doesn't need to. See Malcolm doing some runs along the end line there, which is also a good sign. So for the moment, Omaha playing with 10. Malcolm jogging along that far side. Looks like he's going to be checking back in at the next dead ball. Tucson would love to create something here with Omaha down to 10. Now you see Malcolm is allowed back on. So now it's 11 on 11 again. So some of those hidden moments during a match you don't really think about afterward. There's a good 60 or 90 seconds there where Tucson had that temporary man advantage. It's almost like a power play in hockey. Omaha so good at defending in numbers when they need to. Whether they have 11 or 10. Didn't allow anything from Tucson during that little stretch. Now Tucson, the longer this scoreline stays this way, they're going to find themselves increasingly stretched. They're going to have to come out and take more risks as they chase the game and try to get back in it. It's over the top for Kamatani, but gathered by Morancio. But Omaha know the longer they can keep this at 2-0, they're going to have chances on the counter. They're a side that is built to play exactly this way. That's given away, though, at the edge of the box. Free kick at the edge of the box. Yellow card at the edge of the box. That's Claudio. He's already been carded. And if that's Claudio, that should be his second yellow and a red. It is indeed. Gabriel Claudio is set off. And Omaha are down to 10. And how does this change the complexion of this game? Well, after Omaha were temporarily down to 10 for about 90 seconds a little while ago, now they're permanently down to 10 for the rest of the night. And I don't think Gabriel Claudio can have too many complaints. He did well to at least commit the foul outside of the box and not give away a penalty. But from a position where Omaha were looking pretty comfortable just a moment ago. They're going to have to protect this lead down a man the rest of the night. First, they have to defend a dangerous free kick from the very edge of the area. It's always an interesting angle for a free kick. Nuhu motioning for his wall to get over toward the right. I'm not sure they heard him. Can Tucson find a way back into this match? Not yet. Nuhu protecting that post, had it covered. Taking one of those long goal kicks. Too long in that case. Again, we talked about it a lot in the first half. At a venue where Tucson tends to be a second half side, relying on that heat in these conditions to wear down their opponents. Their opponents are down a man. Omaha have not given up much tonight. This will be a good test for them over these final 25.5 minutes. It's going to be a corner for Tucson here. Frustration for Isaac Bawa, who thought he was fouled, as that ball bobbled off him by the end line. First corner of the second half for FC Tucson, presented by Nova Home Loans. In swinging delivery, Nuhu out, and his defenders did the rest. Nuhu started to come for it, realized he wasn't going to get there, but a wall of white shirts had him covered. That red card has re-energized this crowd. That's a good ball down the left. Tucson looking re-energized as well. There's Perez. Get off target. Remember, Jay Mims in Omaha are really irritated about that first yellow card that Claudio was shown. I'm sure Jay Mims will be irritated at the way his side have now left the door open for Tucson, just when it looked like they were starting to close it. Sets up a very interesting final 24 minutes plus stoppage time. Get even more interesting, of course, if Tucson can find that next goal. In Omaha, we're hoping to keep this as uninteresting as possible. Tucson spraying balls around with a bit more confidence now. Into the box, hooked clear by Knudsen. Jay Mims not making any substitutions so far. Daniel Bedoya. Tyler Allen. Derek Korf. Allen again. Bedoya. Korf. Oh, happy to let them have the ball here. Korf leaving it for Bedoya again. Now down the right, low cross. Jiba took care of that. Couldn't connect with a teammate though. Bedoya looking to switch it to the left. First ball won, and did he go through the back there? Free kick goes against Tucson. It was Jiba who was fouled by Franco Perez. Perez gets a yellow. He's the first man carded for Tucson tonight. crowd were hollering for a penalty, but it was Franco who left that foot in as Jiba dove in. Jiba appeared to take that foot off the face, which doesn't look comfortable. Tucson about to make a couple substitutions. Gio Kalikstro and Tarn Weir are about to come on. Bedoya gives way. See who else comes out for them in a moment. There is Kalikstro. He's played 4 years in USL Championship with Portland Timbers too. Of course, moved to MLS Next Pro this season. Kalikstro, 5'11", 165 pounds. Now that second substitution. Is Franco Perez, who is removed. So John Perlman continues to look for more production from that front line, and he's just subbed out 2 of them. So Bedoya and Perez out, Weir and Kalikstro in. Jiba, meanwhile, on the left side now, at least for the moment. Brito thought about diving in for that challenge, wisely thought against it. No sense taking that risk. Their side already down a man. That's good harassing by Noe Meza right there. It's one of those little moments. Perez had just picked that ball up and had a chance to break for a moment, and Meza just gave him a tough time for a half second. He didn't win the ball, he didn't steal the ball, he didn't force a turnover, but he just forced Luis Perez to turn back for a moment, and that halted that attack. Took the momentum out of it. It's the kind of thing Omaha are so good at doing. One of many things from a defensive standpoint they're so good at doing. Little subtle moments like that are part of why they're such a strong unit. Why they concede so few goals. Again, playing with 10 men since that second yellow and red card to Gabriel Claudio. And Meza was clipped there. Foul, free kick, and no card this time. We are just on the pitch, and I think that's why referee Dejan Susak gave him a warning instead of a card this time. Saw him motion with the hands, no more of that. Doyle, nice ball into Brito. Brito hoping to slip in Kamatani. Omaha happy for a spell in Tucson's end of the pitch. Chance for their defenders to conserve energy. Save as much as possible for the final minutes tonight. Tucson going to move that ball into the middle. That's always going to be difficult, even with Omaha down a man. Tucson about to make 2 more substitutions, we're being told. Brito, not his best moment, turned the ball over. Luis Perez. Derry Korf up against Knutson. Out wide it goes. There's the cross. It's deflected. It's in. Tucson have one back. They have a lifeline. They're within 1. They're still up a man, and there's still 17 minutes to go. Well, they needed a break. They needed something. They've got it now. And they have a real foothold in this game with still a lot of time remaining. Let's see who it deflected off of last. Yeah, it's an own goal. I think it was Skiers extending that leg out, trying to defend, and instead put it into the back of his own net. Now those substitutions. It's Burke failing on. Tyler Allen removed. Elijah Winder has also come on. Winder replacing Charlie Matchell. John Perlman was going to make those subs anyway. Now he makes them at his side, having just drawn to within one. This crowd certainly re-energized. Omaha thought maybe that ball had gone out of play. Linesman said no. Derry Korf. Now the left-footed strike. Some half-hearted appeals for handball, and another effort. That flies well over. You can feel the energy from this crowd. John Perlman saying this week that their crowd gains energy as the game gets later because they know they've seen some dramatic moments and some magic here. Is there another one of those brewing here tonight at Kino North? It was Connor Doyle who got his foot on that own goal, so it's a Connor Doyle own goal officially in the 73rd minute. Omaha are about to make a triple change, we're told. It's a good touch. Perez. Not on the left. Space is opening up here for Tucson. Deflected again. It's 2-2. Offside. No, it's not 2-2. The flag is up. It won't count. Oh, for a moment, FC Tucson thought they'd leveled the match, and I did too. Some of the fans still not realizing the goal won't stand. Omaha making those changes. There's Dion Akoff. There's Amir Alihadzik. There's Gabriel Touche. All coming on. Looks like Kamal Malcolm going off. Of course, will take as much time with these substitutions as they can. They'll do anything to slow the game down right now. They know Tucson are feeling that momentum and that energy. This is where a cagey, savvy team will find those opportunities to take the sting and the rhythm out of the game anytime they can. Now Noe Meza saying, oh, me? Oh, I'm coming up. Oh, okay. Again, if you're Omaha, that's what you want him to do in this kind of situation. Now, Ali Hadzik. Who am I replacing? I don't know. We'll wait and see. It is Isaac Bawa who makes way. So a triple change. And it's a defensive change to try to shore up that back line, which was just starting to show some leakage over the last several minutes. So Gabriel Touche usually plays as a central defender. That's why he's been brought on. Hadzik can get forward. Crowd wanting a foul there. Referee playing advantage. Advancing is Derry Korf. Torf laying it off to Failing. Now Luis Perez bending it back post. Great delivery. It was offside. A good ball in from Perez. Now the hydration break, and that's welcome from a Union Omaha standpoint. I think FC Tucson would rather do without it under these circumstances. If they had their pick, I think they would say, no, we're fine. We just subbed on a bunch of players anyway. While we have a moment, we will look at our play of the match presented by Opa's Best. This is the goal that Tucson just scored a few minutes ago. Own goal off Connor Doyle, of course, which has gotten them back into this match. Now a chance for Omaha to reset further. After making those subs to try to shore up their defense, now they get to huddle around Jay Mims. Receive more tactical instructions on how they want to defend this lead over the final 10 minutes plus. Remember, the next home match for FC Tucson will be on June 29th as they host Richmond Kickers on our rescheduled 5:20 Part 2 night. Previously purchased tickets from the 5:20 match will be honored on June 29th. If you don't already have tickets, you can visit fctucson.com/tickets to get yours today. Fans wearing that monsoon kit. Good look. First time home in 36 days for Tucson after they had that match postponed on May 20th. Let's see if Tucson can maintain that momentum and that rhythm that they were starting to generate before the substitutions and before the hydration break. It's been a good 5 minutes or so now since the ball was meaningfully in play. That's exactly what Omaha wanted and kind of needed. They were just starting to creak a little bit at the back. It was savvy timing by Jay Mims to make that triple sub right before the hydration break. Almost like calling a timeout before the 2-minute warning in football. Tucson, as you'd expect, with the bulk of the possession. Up a man, but down a goal. The cross from Failing. Nodded away. Well defended. Akoff completed the clearance. Ali Hodzik trying to pressure the ball. Tucson come again. Omaha happy to keep the ball at the back here when they have a chance. Even those little flick-ons from Kamatani there, those are important, even though it's not going to lead to anything in an attacking sense. Forces Tucson to spend a couple extra seconds chasing the ball down, allows Omaha to settle back into defensive solidity. Tucson want to keep that tempo up. They're finally getting the game to the kind of tempo they like. After that own goal, they come down the left this time. Too many defenders in the area from their perspective. 7.5 minutes to go. Plus whatever we have added on. Figure to have at least a few minutes, you would think. Failing, seeing a lot of the ball on this right side. Delivery wasn't going to go anywhere. Just booted out into touch. Omaha in an anywhere will do kind of situation, defending with 10. Trying to protect this precious 1-goal lead and hold out for a precious 3 points. Going to make it back-to-back wins on the road. Tucson still plenty of time to at least snatch a point from this game. If they could find that equalizer soon, they'd like their chances at stealing all 3 points late. Scooped into the box. Good delivery, but skimming off the head of Korf. Can it be kept in play? No. It will be a throw for Omaha. I would have preferred a goal kick. Still have work to do to get up their own half here. Tevin Shaw. Failing. Perez touches it back to him. Kalen Fox. Omaha happy to let them have the ball in these kinds of positions. That's intercepted by Akoff as soon as Tucson tried to penetrate. Akoff trying to buy some time. That's good work by him. He's hoping to win a free kick, saying, hey, he caught me on the ankle. Referee not buying it. But that's a neat turn by Perez. Good shimmy to create space and maintain the ball. Good work by Korf, looking to scoop in the cross. Knutson rising to head clear. Omaha are still going to need more of that over the final 5 minutes plus. Failing. There's a man overlapping. Takes the cross instead. Back post. There's Nuhu. Good delivery. The header was on target, but Nuhu was ready. It was Tarn Weir making that back post run. Tough to beat the keeper, especially one of Nuhu's quality from that kind of angle. Sometimes you can just squeeze a header like that off the underside of the crossbar, maybe at that angle, in that top corner if you get enough power behind it, but Nuhu's so tall and big. Even that little postage stamp size target is almost impossible against him in that kind of situation from that kind of angle. Omaha making another change. Brito jogging off. And Eddie Gordon replaces him. Again, taking the opportunity to milk the clock as much as possible. Referees and fourth officials, in theory, are supposed to add at least 30 seconds for each substitution. I've watched soccer enough, various levels at various leagues to know sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. When you're nursing a late lead, take the chance and hope that they won't. Killing a few more seconds down in that corner. Still time, though, for Tucson. Failing, sprinting forward. Bit of a hopeful ball down the right. And on this quick surface, that works in Omaha's favor here. Good protecting of the ball by Touche. Before this goal kick, we'll look at our save of the game. Is presented by Right Shore, and it was that save by Carlos Marancio right before the end of the first half. It's part of the reason Tucson are still in this match. Kamal Malcolm thought he had made it 2-0. Marancio stuck that right hand out. Wonderful reflex save. Of course, Malcolm would make it 2-0 later in the second half. But then the red card, then the own goal. And it's set up a finish that is still very finely poised. You heard the Tucson crowd counting off the seconds. As Nuhu took that goal kick. Tucson still with plenty of possession around the outside. Now, perhaps a chance for a strike. Didn't open up. Omaha closed off that space really well. Here's Failing by the end line. Failing's cross. Again, nodded away, this time by Skierce, only to the edge of the area. This is Perez, Louis Perez. Dancing against Gordon. Omaha staying square to the ball so effectively, preventing crosses. Now the cross comes in, but it's a hopeful and harmless one. And Rashid Nuhu gratefully accepts. We're hearing there will be 7 minutes of stoppage time added on. 7. So there is still plenty of time for Tucson to at least snatch an equalizer tonight. Failing found Fox, who returned it to Failing. Looks to switch play to the far side, didn't put enough on it, and Akoff wins the throw off Jacob Kroll, who is frustrated. As we enter those 7 minutes of stoppage time, these are an enormous 7 minutes in the seasons of both these sides. For Omaha, it's a chance to really build momentum for the first time in the league this year, to win 2 in a row for the first time in league play, as they've had such a wonderful run in the U.S. Open Cup. For Tucson, we talked about it a ton coming into this match, trying to get their season going. So many difficult, frustrating results for them in the first third of this campaign. They were so hopeful that tonight would be the start of that turning point. It still could be. The clock is against them, but the clock has not wound down yet. Far from it. Omaha continuing to play with 10 after that red card to Gabriel Claudio in the 65th minute. Here's Kroll. Headed clear by Touche, served back in. Akoff first to it. And Chiba hoping to sprint away. He's taken down, that's a card. And a chance for Omaha to take more time off the clock. No argument from Burke Failing as he goes into the book. And that's a good foul for him to take in that situation, because otherwise Ryan Chiba was gone. And with his speed, there was absolutely nobody who was going to catch him. Well, again, 7 minutes were indicated. Suspect we're going to end up playing more than that. Chiba staying down for quite a while. Elsewhere around the league, we told you Madison beat Greenville. It's a bit of a surprise there, although that's back-to-back wins now for Madison. Greenville, who just looked like they were starting to really generate a head of steam. One of the perennial powerhouses of League One, of course. They've been in the League One final all 3 years of the leagues and their existence. Off to a slow start this year, but had hauled themselves all the way to the top of the table after their victory over Charlotte Independence last weekend. Talked about how much parity there is in the league this year, and that was shown again tonight as forward Madison brought them back down to earth with a thump. Entertaining 3-2 win at Breese Stevens Field. Northern Colorado, we told you they found a 99th minute equalizer against Tormenta, and that ended 1-1. Further out west, meanwhile, Central Valley Fuego and Chattanooga, they're still 0-0 an hour in Fresno. Here, Tucson hoping to at least snatch a late point in the dying minutes against Omaha. And it's Omaha clinging to that 2-1 advantage. Goals from Noe Meza in the 42nd minute and Kamal Malcolm in the 52nd. And then the own goal by Connor Doyle got Tucson back into it in the 73rd. After Gabriel Claudio was set off in the 65th. Omaha have had a good couple minutes here to again recuperate themselves and try to steel themselves for these final minutes of stoppage time. Akoff tussling tenaciously, chasing after that ball, forcing Tucson back temporarily. Those monsoon shirts continue to attack. Floated to the top of the box. Lots of wrestling there. Got to be careful with those arms if you're Omaha. Back in it comes again. Out comes Nuhu. What a take. Rashid Nuhu showing those safe hands in traffic. And he'll take as much time as possible. And that's for having such a big goalkeeper. He's so beneficial in situations like that. God wants Nuhu carded for time wasting. Referee's been lenient with that tonight. Omaha getting ready to make one final change. Final substitute to try to wind more seconds off the clock. To defend this first, though. That's over the head of Luca Mastrantonio, out for a goal kick. There's still time remaining for Tucson, but not a lot of it now. And it's Alex Bruce who comes on for these final minutes, replacing Hugo Kamatani. Hard-working night for Kamatani. Not a lot for him to feast on up top. Some nights there won't be. When you play for Jay Mims, you are still expected to defend with your life. Kamatani did pretty well with that tonight. Even though he didn't have many moments in the attacking third. Whose goal kick. Second ball comes straight to Gordon. Allows Omaha to pop it down the pitch. Mancio wants to get it forward as fast as possible. He's going to advance it up the pitch himself. Forced to give it up to Burke Failing. Failing lumps it forward. Edge of the box. Flick on one. Out comes Nuhu. He hesitates. Now he stays back. Jiba got a touch to it. It's still alive. Failing. He serves it in. Crucial header knotted up into the air. Not clear yet, though. Edge of the box, laid off. Low cross, speared out by Skiers. Akoff unable to release anybody, just plays it out to midfield. We've had the 7 minutes. And that's an errant pass, which Tucson can ill afford at this stage. So we've had the 7 minutes, but we also had another substitution. The referee motioning to Jay Mims, hey, remember, your guy was down for about a minute there after we got into stoppage time. So, guess we'll have at least another 20 seconds or so, maybe more than that. JP Skiers basketball dribbling that ball. Omaha would love to get themselves to the corner. They can't do it, though. One more opportunity for Tucson. Can they make it count? Down the middle it goes. And it just ran away from Luca Mastrantonio. Nuhu by the end line. It's as long as possible before picking it up. We've had 8 minutes of stoppage time. Nuhu will kick it as long as possible, and that's the final kick of the night. Dejan Susak blows the final whistle, and it's back-to-back road wins for Union Omaha. Another crucial 3 points for them as they look to ignite their League One campaign. The defending champions looking back in a groove. And for FC Tucson, it's another disappointing result to absorb. They kept going right until the end, but they just could not find that equalizer, even against 10 men. Our Smoothie King man of the match is Luis Perez, who again led by example tonight, box to box in that midfield. Had some good strikes at goal, wasn't quite able to find the target. But again, gave maximum effort over almost 100 minutes this evening. In just a moment, we'll have your final stats, your final highlights tonight as Union Omaha hang on and FC Tucson will have to wait another night to try to turn their season around. Back after this. Welcome back one more time to Kino North Stadium. 2-1 Union Omaha hanging on to defeat FC Tucson tonight. Let's look at our final highlights this evening. Presented by Cox. As Omaha would take the lead late in the first half after J.P. Skierce was bundled over from behind. It was far enough out, but close enough in for a strike at goal, and what a strike it was. Noe Meza, a special free kick into that setting desert sun. That was scenic in more ways than one. Beautifully done. And it was the difference at the half, as Omaha, after a first half that didn't see many chances either way, it was 1-0 after half. And then in the 57th minute, it was 2. Great cross in from the right side by Ryan Jiba. Excellent header steered home by Kamal Malcolm, his second goal for the club. What a great cross. Jiba inch perfect, and Malcolm equally so, burying it into that bottom corner. Pointed immediately at Jiba, saying, "That was you. You set that up. Great job." Well, Omaha then took a red card and an own goal off Connor Doyle in the 73rd minute. Made it a much less comfortable finish than they would have preferred, but they were able to see it out. Although there were some moments of half danger for Tucson down the stretch, they were never really able to create a clean-cut opportunity over those final 20 minutes plus of normal and stoppage time. Our final match stats, Tucson end up with it heavily in their favor shots-wise, 14-8. That's not surprising under the circumstances. The possession also about what you would expect, but I think Tucson will feel that, again, they weren't able to make the most of that. Just the 3 shots on target. Omaha just 3 shots on target, but scored with 2 of them. They are typically very efficient, and they were so again here tonight. Upcoming League One schedule. Next week it'll be Richmond at Northern Colorado. Home to Northern Colorado. NCFC will face Charlotte Independence also on Saturday. Union Omaha, what a big one this sets up next weekend. It was going to be big anyway, but now especially so as they take on Greenville Triumph in a rematch of last year's final and what would have been the final in 2020 if it had been able to be played. Fuego FC will face FC Tucson, as again, FC Tucson will try to turn things around. Next Sunday on ESPN+, Tormenta FC and Forward Madison, who are suddenly hot, coming off back-to-back wins. So all kinds of intriguing matchups coming up next week in League One. We hope you'll join us for all of those. Tonight, though, A big 3 points for Omaha in the desert. For our entire production crew, I'm Donnie Barnes saying goodbye from Kino North Stadium, where it ended tonight in Tucson. Union Omaha 2, FC Tucson 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.